Welcome to the podcast. I'm Rosa Coelho, your host, lifestyle entrepreneur, health coach, and speaker. I've gone from being in complete overwhelm, burning the candle at both ends, and watching my health, relationships, and business suffer, to creating a life with more joy, ease, and abundance. If you're ready to let go of the overwhelm, reclaim your health, and push past your comfort zone so that you can unleash your next level of success to create a greater impact, then sit back as we delve into conversations, as well as bring on guests to share with you tools, knowledge, and real action steps to get you there. Listen in, because you never know when you may hear something that changes everything. Hello, beautiful friend. I hope you're having a fabulous day, a fabulous week. It's always so nice to get on here and chat with you. Today, I'm talking about analysis by paralysis. The whole, when you just feel like there's so much that you need to focus on that you don't even know where to start. And I'm talking about, life in general could be like that, but I'm talking about health. I feel like there's so much information out there that you're like, okay, I've got to strength train. I've got to walk. I've got a sauna. I've got to cold plunge. I've got to take my vitamins. I've got to get to sleep on time. I've got to there's just so much, and it can become so overwhelming, especially if you're not feeling great, or if you're just you've lost your way a little bit and you need to get back and get going again, but you're like, oh, it's too much. I don't even know where to start. Sometimes we'll start with the food, but then that becomes overwhelming as well. I had someone message me this week, and it was I just felt her pain, because she was like, I'm just so confused. I don't know, do I eat chicken with the skin or without? Do I eat this or do I eat that? And I was just like, oh gosh, when has food become so complicated, or when did we make it that complicated? But I think along with that, it's the training side too. I was talking to someone at the gym today, and she's super awesome. She's in her 70s, and she just started sprinting, and I saw her sprinting, and I was like, oh, I love your sprinting. It looks like so much fun. And so we had a chat, and she's like, yeah, it's so, they say it's so good for you as you get older. And I'm like, yeah, it totally is. I mean, it's good for you at all times to do these little sprints. And she's like, yeah, I'd love to do running too, but I'm doing dancing, and then I'm strength training. And then it's just kind of went into that too, where it's oh my gosh, we're just trying to do a million things that are so good for us, or we're doing none because it's just too much. So I'm going to talk a little bit about what I have done to help with that, and not just to help myself, but to help others with that. So I'm going to talk about that. But first, I want to tell you about this warm, cozy drink that I'm having. And I always just love to share what I'm doing in the moment. And this is a drink that I'll have through periods of time, and then I won't have it for a while, because you just get tired of the same tastes kind of thing. But this is more of a wintry thing for me. And sometimes I only have one coffee a day. Maybe on the weekend I'll sneak in that second one, but generally I'm pretty good with coffee. I don't have more than one. And then I do love that dandy blend drink, which is a coffee substitute. I go on and off that too, but I do go through periods where I really love that. If you've never had it, it's just made out of chicory root. It has a coffee-ish taste. Don't drink it thinking it's going to taste exactly like your coffee. It's not, but it is a lovely drink, and I quite like that. But the one I'm having right now, 'cause I don't know, I always get sidetracked, is star anise. Oh my gosh. Okay. Here's the thing. You have to like licorice. So I'm so sorry if you don't like licorice. This isn't the one for you. You might just need to forward a little bit, because I'm going to talk about star anise because I love it. So I think I just ordered mine on Amazon, but you can actually order it, get it in health food stores, or maybe even in the grocery store. And what I do with it is I just take one star, just one, and I put it either in a really large cup or even into a thermos, and just add boiling water. And I don't even add sugar, because it has this natural sweetness to it. And I don't know, I just love it. I love the way it smells. I love the way it tastes. It's so good. And one star is powerful. I know when I first started making it, I'd add 2, and I was like, oh, it's just a little bit too strong. So 1 is enough. But anyway, star anise, I always have this thing where I'm oh, let me look up the benefits if I'm going to be drinking this. I don't even know where I saw it. But anyway, so these are some of the benefits. It promotes heart health. It can kill bacteria, improves blood sugar, supports your digestive system, Ooh, improve sex lives. How cool is that one? Well, maybe we need to double up. Just kidding. Has benefits for your skin, eases menopausal symptoms. So cool. And improves sleep and promotes bone health. So I don't know. I love it. I just love hearing those kind of benefits. It just makes it that much sweeter to be having, but give that a go. And if you do, message me and tell me. I always love to hear if you're, using these things that I like, having these things that I have. It's just fun to share share in health and share in, it's like having a cup of tea together. Okay. So that I wanted to share with you. Now, what am I doing when I started thinking about this analysis by paralysis? I started thinking, what can I do? Like, what can I do to help women? And this also came because whenever I start my 6-week Simply Strong program for the ladies and I run a group of it, I have a group of 10 ladies that are just finishing up. They're into their last few days of it actually. And I always know where I always know where they're headed. Like I always know because I've run the group quite a few times now. I always know in that first week, it can feel really overwhelming. For some women, it might feel overwhelming for the first 2 because they're just learning so much. Like they're learning how to track. Some of them are learning what macros are. They're learning how to use the app. They're learning how to do strength training and how to follow a program and how to do the actual exercise so that the technique is done well and so that it's effective and safe and all the things. And so depending where someone's background is, it can feel really overwhelming. So if someone has exercised before or they've at least played around with tracking apps, like some have maybe used MyFitnessPal, which is not my favorite one, by the way, it's not the one I use. They're they've got a little bit of a head start and it doesn't feel so crazy for them. But if someone's totally new to all of this, it's like, oh, it can be a lot. And so I do coach ladies and support them throughout. Like they can actually ask me questions at any time of day. So they have access to me every single day of the program, except for Sundays. I take a little rest on Sundays, but they can still message me on Sunday. It just means I answer on the Monday. And I did that to help with the overwhelm because it's amazing how like one little thing can all of a sudden make us feel stuck. And then we just don't move forward and everything collapses. And so that's been a really nice addition to the program, is adding that. And I absolutely love it. So they can ask me questions anytime and then I answer them between 6:30 and 7:30 in the morning and 6:30 and 7:30 in the evening. So they'll know that they'll get that response. And I know those sound like weird times, but I have a lot of ladies that are like in the UK and I have ladies that are in Australia and New Zealand. And so those times just to do it every 12 hours just works really well for the group. Sorry. And I say for the group, but ladies, they have private chats with me as well. So they're in a group, but they're also have these private chats. I don't know. I just love it. I'm kind of going on to a tangent again. So I was thinking about this. I was like, oh, what about those ladies that, the ones that really have not had any experience with any of this, but they're so desperate just for a way to lose the weight, but a way to feel really good and energetic and do it all in a healthy way. And so that they're done with the flippin' dieting. And it's like, okay, finally, like I found something that's just going to teach me to live life in a balance. Like the program's not restrictive. Like the ladies can go to a birthday, have a piece of birthday cake and not feel guilty. We talk all the time about progress and not perfection. Perfection is just so not a thing. So anyways, here's what I came up with. I came up with this program. I was thinking of like, okay, what are the 2 things if someone has not done anything, or sometimes they just need like a little break from chaos, or life is busy and they're in those chaotic seasons and they need just something, they just need simplicity. I was like, what are those 2 habits? Well, I was like, what is the number one thing you can do for your health that also is amazing and effective for fat loss? What is that? I know you might think I'm going to say strength training because, strength training I love. And strength training, like nothing replaces strength training. We need to lift those heavy weights, ladies, and we need to like build our muscles so that we have strong bones and all the things. Yes. But again, I stripped it right back down and I thought, what is the one thing? It's actually walking. Like walking is so incredibly powerful for our health, for brain health, for weight loss. It's just the absolute best. It boosts our metabolism. It's actually been it's been proven to do this, that brisk walking really helps us to burn that body fat, especially to reduce visceral fat, which is that fat that's stored around our abdominal organ. So that's like that inside fat that we don't see, but it is very unhealthy. And they've actually found that studies have found that women who walk regularly, even without restrictive diets, that they see a reduction in this harmful fat. I love that. And this visceral fat as we get older just becomes more and more stubborn. So, but I always think too, yes, it does. And that is true. However, we also slow down a lot at this age. Like life gets busy and we're just not moving as much as we maybe even think that we are. So walking also improves insulin resistance, which is again, all about stabilizing our blood sugar levels, which is key to preventing fat storage. It's so brilliant. I just love it. It's also walking just reduces our stress. It's great for mental health. You know that I've gotten like this little treadmill lately. It's like a walking pad. And I tell you, like I have increased my steps by, I would say 3,000 to 4,000 steps a day easily. I just hop on there for in the morning or in the day, or if I'm on the phone or like little bits of time, and it's just increased my steps by so much. But I can feel how much like happier and more energy I have, even though it's like starting to get really dark out and gloomy. And I'd usually be really frustrated because I couldn't go out walking. Like it's just, as a woman, you don't want to be walking in the streets in the middle of the night all the time by yourself. And I know you're thinking like, I'm afraid of people, but I'm not. I'm afraid of the bears. I can't see them at night and they're not sleeping yet. So that always became a thing, but getting this walking thing back has been so amazing to keep those steps up. It's also really great because here's the thing about walking is it's a way to lose body fat without losing muscle mass. And that is key because when you're running or doing long distance running, it really impacts your muscle mass. It's catabolic. So catabolic, like I always think like it's kind of eating away at your muscle. Like it's just hard to preserve muscle and do high cardio as well. Whereas with walking, you maintain that muscle mass. So again, we get the muscle mass, however, not from walking. We get the muscle mass from strength training, but the walking will help us to lose body fat without losing the muscle. So that is key. It's magic. It's so beautiful. So those are all the benefits of the walking. And then protein too, like protein is it's so important as we age. Like as we age, we need to make sure that we're eating adequate protein in order to fuel our muscle mass. And as we get older, our bodies absorb protein. We're not as efficient at absorbing it, I should say. And so it's important to eat adequate amount of protein for yourself and for your body. I always tell ladies, like first get to 100 grams a day. How do you do that? You do that by weighing it. You've got to get a scale and start weighing it. And, weighing food and counting macros, it can feel like so much work. And here's the thing. It gets easier the more you do it on your app because the app will save the things that you eat regularly. And we tend to eat very similar things all the time. But I love tracking because it's an education. Like when I've had so many ladies go, oh my goodness, like I didn't realize how little protein I was having, or I didn't realize like actually to get to 100 grams is not that hard. Like it's not that much. It's just that now that you're weighing it, you know how much, like think of 4 ounces. It's such a small amount. It's like the palm of your hand of chicken. And that will get you like 25 grams of protein. So you get to understand the values of food when you're counting your macros. And that's what I love it for. Like I always say, tracking isn't for life. Like right now, I'm personally not tracking. I'm not tracking because I'm at my ideal weight. I feel really good. I tracked really seriously for the last month and just felt great. I was mostly tracking because the ladies, when they start following me, will follow me on the app as well. So that I just wanted to give them examples, but I've kind of been at this weight that I'm really happy with for several months now. And so I haven't been tracking. Now, the holidays are coming. You better believe that I'm going to slip, and you just start to eat a little bit more here. And, like my mom's the worst for like having food on the table all through the holidays. Like there's always nuts and this and that. And like you just pick, and it's that picking. That's where the weight comes on, because it's amazing how you can easily just put on, like eat an extra 400 calories a day that you're not burning just by picking. But that will happen over the holidays. But here's the thing. I don't feel guilty over it anymore because I'm measuring. I'm weighing myself regularly. And when the scale starts to trend up, then I go, oh, okay, time to start tracking again and weighing again so that I know what I'm doing. So it's simply information. And so I just wanted to share that the tracking is not forever. You don't have to do it forever. Depending how much you have to lose, you may need to do it for a longer period of time, but you can take a couple of weeks off, rest, maybe just track the protein and then go back to it later. And so that's why I did the protein and paces. So the program's called Simply 30 Protein and Paces. So this program is basically you track your protein and you track your steps. There's a program that you follow for the steps. So it's going to teach you how to follow a program. It's going to teach you how to be accountable, and it teaches you how to track your protein and start to use the app. So I love that. And guess what? The program, or the challenge, we're calling it a challenge. It's like a little program. It's $9. It's $9. Like someone asked me today, they were like, Rosa, is it $9 a day? I'm like, no, it's $9 for the whole thing. And once you're in, you can stay in the group and you can repeat it. They're like, but how are you going to make any money? I'm like, this is not a money maker for me. Like I have my coaching program. Like I have the Simply Strong ladies group. That's where I make my income from coaching. And then those ladies actually have access to Simply Stronger, which is another 6-week program, so that in total they have 12 weeks. But you can only do Simply Stronger if you've already done Simply Strong. And then from that, I have my one-to-one clients, which are at a premium. So this challenge is not where I'm making money. It's really fun. Now, I could have done it for free for sure instead of $9, but free just never works. It's actually proven that no matter how much someone pays, whether they pay $9 or $90 or $900, like once you've paid something, you're more likely to be accountable. And so that's why I put like a little thing to it. So $9, it's hopefully a no-brainer for most people. You can get some friends to come and do it with you. It's super fun. It's going to be super fun. The first one's going to start officially November 1st. And then after that, it's going to be a challenge that just runs anytime. People can hop in anytime and do their 30 days whenever they'd like. And there's like tracking sheets that you color and put on your fridge, because here's the thing. Visual is powerful. Like this is from my teaching background. When you want to change children's behavior into positive behavior, you give them like a physical tracker where they can see it. Like every time they do something, they're rewarded. And sometimes the reward is just coloring in that little circle. And so I think you're going to love the trackers. Like it's a bit of fun, but honestly, it's more than fun. It just works. It's powerful. So there's a little Facebook group for people to join. I'll be in there most days, but I'm not going to be posting all the time. It's going to be mostly everyone that's doing the challenge will be interacting with each other, and they'll be posting. It just kind of runs itself because again, it's very simple. It's protein and paces. I should have called it paces and protein. I feel like that, like, I don't know, just comes off your tongue a little easier. But anyways, that doesn't really matter. Okay. If you are interested in it, simply go to my Instagram, and in the bio, you'll see a link to the program, and you'll see it right away. It just says $9 and the protein and paces. And if you're not on Instagram, you can email me at info@rocofit.com, ROCOFIT. And yeah, that's the two ways that it's easiest to find where the program is. So you can either email me and I can send you the link, or you can go onto my Instagram and you will find it in my bio. All right, my friends, have a beautiful week. I think that's all for me right now. I'm going to go and finish enjoying this lovely Star Anise tea. Bye. Thank you so much for listening in today. I know time is precious, and I'm grateful you shared yours with me. It would mean the world to me if you felt an impact, a moment of inspiration, or learned something new. If you would share it with those you care about and leave me a review on iTunes. I'd love to know what spoke to you or what you'd like to hear more of. Your sharing and leaving a review would help so much on this journey to making an impact on as many people as possible. It's worth it. I know from experience, there are moments when something we hear has the possibility of changing everything.